You wake up in a cold sweat. Yep, another Jackson Storm nightmare. This time, he beat you while driving backwards. So, what do? You take some Easy Idle, a warm start to a cold morning. Team Easy Idle, perhaps the team with the most potential going into 2010, but only to lose it all due to cancellations. That's right, the Easy Idle hauler, crew chief, and 3 of its pitties were canceled because Cars 2 was on the horizon. Mattel was basically like, oh my gosh, we gotta start working on Cars 2, so we gotta trash all these amazing cars that we planned on releasing. Fortunately, though, I've been able to get my hands on 3 of the prototype samples, those being the crew chief, 1 of the pitties, and the semi-cab. And of course, we'll dive into the stories and history behind how I got these and the rest of the team a little later on in the video. But of course, welcome to episode 2 of Piston Cup Teams. I did start this brand new series on my channel a little over a month ago with Clutchen. If you didn't see that, you can check out the link in the description below or the card suggestion pop-up in the top right-hand corner. I put a poll on that video asking what team you guys wanted to see next, and Easy Idle won with 60% of the vote. A bunch of other teams were on there, which are actually in the back. I have a brand new poll for you guys, and the question is, Shiny Wax, N2O Cola, Mood Springs, or Fiber Fuel? Which of those 4 teams do you want to see next? Now, of course, I have always intended for this series to be kind of like a monthly thing, and that's how it's going to continue to be. So expect to see the next episode, episode 3, in late May. Anyways, let's dive right into Team Easy Idle, starting from the very beginning with Ruby Easy Oaks, the Cars 1 stock car. Now, several versions of him have been released over the years. I have on hand today the rubber tire version from 2008. You can definitely see that these are rubber tires, and they're actually super nice, very thick, and you can definitely, see how smoothly he rolls. I really wish they still did rubber tire cars, but I mean they do, but they're very sparse. Like the 3 they released last year, Jackson, Cruz, Chick, are actually 4, and then Cal Weathers. Those were super, super rare. So I don't know, kind of a good thing, kind of a bad thing that they're making them limited because they're so nice. But anyway, I have reviewed some of these team members before, but the point of this series is to give attention to the members that I haven't reviewed, because we all love Piston Cup teams. Let's be honest here. They're some of our favorite cars to collect, and that's why I think this series is really a good idea, not to toot my own horn or anything like that. But anyway, we have the Easy Idle classic logo here at the start of it all, a warm start to a cold morning, especially when you have those Jackson Storm nightmares. Number 51 was his original number. In a couple minutes here, we'll notice that it does change. You can see all those contingency sponsors there. Black rims, which is important to note because when his Pitty was released, they included blue rims. We'll take a look at that in a moment. I always liked Easy Idle. He's probably in my top 10 favorite racers from Cars 1 because I love the two-tone with white. So pink and white, green and white, blue and white, I love those. So that would include Tank Coat, Vitaline, and Easy Idle. I love paint jobs like that. Another warm start to a cold morning. I love that they really bombard you with the slogan a bunch of times. 51 on the roof there with the roof flaps. Green eyes, nice green emerald eyes. Now moving chronologically to the first Pitty they did release for him in 2009. He never was given a name, unfortunately, just Easy Idle Pitty. You can notice here that this one has a mouth plate, the little line going around that plate there that indicates a plastic mouth plate. And his mouth isn't colored in. We got the Easy Idle logo on the sides and on the roof, a little tilted. I like the blue rims. And he did come, like I said, with this blue stack of tires here, which was oddly inaccurate to the black tires that he actually had in the movie. But this was pretty typical of Mattel at the time. They always just assumed that the main color of the racer just had to be the color of the rims as well. They had no concept of contrast. The black definitely helps contrast the blue. I can't imagine if it was really like all blue. I think that'd just be way too much. But anyway, you can see this little hole in the tires, which they always do. They always have done it, and they're still doing it for some reason. Because totally, you would stab the tire with your fork and then go and apply it to Ruby. Sounds like a traitor, the enemy within. If you really want your racer to fail, you know what I'm saying? You know, he was also included with a toolbox here. Pretty basic. Actually, I think it was this one. This is the new one, which we'll get to in a moment. This is the old one. I can tell because of the little decal mishap there, a little twisty. Silver lining, hollow on the inside, and does not roll. They still release these to the day. And I'm telling you, if you put all the tool carts together they've released, you'd have quite the collection. Now, like I said, that was an older version. Here's the new version of the Pitty that came in a 2015 2-pack with a plastic tire version of Ruby. So you can see a couple big differences here. One is they no longer has a mouth plate, so it's just smooth across the front there, which looks 100 times better. And they decided to color in his mouth, give him a tongue. He can talk now. But other than that, everything is the same. Now, obviously, this is not one of the Pitties that was canceled. 3 of the other ones were, and those were, I will put some pictures on the screen. There was a wide version, which is the one I have. And then there was a wide version with gun. And then there was a thin or tall one. I don't know how you want to refer to him as. But I somehow, guys, I'm telling you, getting canceled cars is so difficult. But I did get my hands on this one here, a wide one as it would be called, without gun, from a fellow collector. Now, I love his expression. It's never been used before on any other Pitties. And it just looks so like smirky. Like, I don't know. You can't really see his mouth, but he's just like, what the heck is going on over there? Like what are you doing kind of face. You can see the slanted logo again. So same kind of format, just in a different shape of a Pitty. Now this would have been included in the hauler team set, which means racer, Pitty, and then the hauler with the semi-cab, of course. They did release a bunch of these back then, like bumper save, octane gain, nitro 8 leakless. They're very overlooked now. They are very rare. But yeah, they did just include the wide Pitty and then the hauler and the racer. And then there was the team set, which they are farly more popular nowadays. They're more recognized. And they have the crew chief and 3 Pitties. So it would have been this guy who was released before. It would be this guy with the gun, the tool gun, and then a tall version like I was just mentioning. So all that got canceled. Unfortunately, you know, we could drown ourselves in our sorrows, but it just is what it is. And I mean, every line has cancellations. We talk about canceled cars a lot here on the Disney Docket channel, and they're talked about a lot on all the communities. And there's always a chance that they'll come back. Like Mater with Cone Teeth, he is getting released this year for sure from Thailand. So you always can wait and see what happens. And you can always also try and get those prototypes that leak out. Because if there's a picture of it, at least one exists. I mean, they had to take that picture of something. Anyway, getting back to the hauler, I kind of breezed over him. I do want to give him a solid review. I love his expression. Again, it's kind of like that smirky, like, ha ha ha, we're going to win. I don't know. I just like it. And he also has green eyes, which is interesting. Nice little smile there. They did not color in his tongue, but remember, this is a prototype. Although I kind of doubt they would have colored it in anyways. You can see that mouth plate there. Number 51, of course. And the Easy Idol, a warm start to a cold morning logo on the kind of faded white background.
The white decals they use, they pretty much all have faded now. Like if you have a trunk fresh or, a hauler from that kind of age, 2009, 2010, a lot of those decals on the hats or caps, whatever, they faded. They're kind of yellow and nasty looking nowadays, if at least you had them exposed. If you have them buried in your closet, then you're actually probably looking pretty good right now. Anyway, on the back here, we can actually really read this license plate. It says bottom end on top, and the number is WE6WU. I don't know the significance of that, but I did include it in the Piston quiz. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a little game we play on the Disney Cars Tap Talk community. Link to that's in the description below. You can actually win a prize from it, so definitely check it out. I put the question in there because I knew that the only place you could find it was on my Cancel Cars video. By the way, if you want to see that, the link is in the description below, or the card suggestion pop up in the top right-hand corner. Not that I was fishing for more views or anything like that. I just thought it'd be funny to see if anyone would make that connection, like, oh, I remember, or it's like, oh, it must be in Disney Docket's video. And some people sure enough did. Anyways, we got the Easy Idle mud flaps there looking good, and of course the hitch for the semi or the trailer that I do not have, unfortunately. I know somebody who does. The person's a lucky soul. That's the only person I know who has one. I'm the only person, or actually that person also has a semi cab. But other than that, I know of only 2 people, including myself, who have the semi cab. There's quite a few people with the crew chief who we're going to take a look at now. And by quite a few, I mean like 6, 5, 4 to 6. Really not that many. He has a interesting expression as well, just kind of concerned. Perhaps Ruby's not doing so well, or he's struggling to keep up. I don't know. Easy Idle, warm start to a cold morning. I can't talk. We have that mouth plate going on there again. Looks like I have a little damage on the mouth plate there from when the mic or whatever connected with the mouth plate there, and maybe they fused together in a heated environment. I love the blue rims that they included on him. This is kind of what Easy Idle himself would look like if they had those blue rims on him, I guess. We have the logo on either side there, and a plastic bed. This part's plastic, the front half's metal. Maybe this will be a future PQ, as I call it, or Piston Quiz question. The license plate for the Easy Idle cab is 87R58E. I'm definitely putting that on a quiz in the future. And that is all for the Easy Idle crew chief. He is the same model as the Bumper Save crew chief, who did get released, but he is pretty rare. And he's also the same model as JW. So moving right along here, we have this factory custom crew chief that came from China. Of course, I got several months ago, maybe even like a year or so ago now. But yeah, this not an official release, just kind of something that the factory workers over there were like, hey, let's do something fun tonight. And you can see that totally in the fact that the car is completely cockeyed. Very just, I don't know, out of sort. But anyway, it's still nice to have in my collection. I actually got this before I got the real crew chief, so he was kind of fill-in. You do have the logo on there. So, I mean, they did do a pretty good job. I'm not bashing it. Not all of them are cockeyed like mine. 51 on the doors. Again, plastic bed, no license plate, and then the front half's metal. You have black rims there. Looks like they used some makeshift rivets to put them back together, and then a date stamp from another car. I wonder who the victim was, perhaps a Hank Halsum or Dexter Hoover that went to making this guy. Anyways, now for the change of a number, change in the mantle as well. Ruby Easy Oaks retired, and then Carl Clutchen took over as the stock car, and he went all the way up until Cars 3 2017, in which Harvey Rodcap, who we'll get to in a moment here, then took over and is currently the Easy Idle racer. So you can kind of see how the logo changed. It really didn't change that much. They just add some depth to the font instead of it being flat. They also add this grid to his paint job, which is interesting. And they changed up the stripes. I mean, they're still a little spiky, but I don't know. It looks more like, I don't know, icicles now. Black rims still. 15 is his new number, and this is because of the fact that 51 had to be given to Cruz Ramirez for when she took on that number to honor Doc Hudson, whose number was also 51. So they just kind of flip-a-do on Easy Idol. Same thing they did with Revolting, because they realized, oh, shoot, Easy Idol, or actually Revolting and Apple, have the same number of 84. And since Apple sold their first computer in 1984, we're going to keep Apple at 84 and flip Revolting to 48. And hey, there it is, Revolting in the contingency sponsors. Of course, we do still have the slogan, a warm start to a cold morning. It's probably one of my favorite slogans out of all the Piston Cup racers, by the way. I just really like it. It's got a nice ring to it. Some of the other slogans are kind of basic, not really too catchy. And of course, this guy was only released in Europe until just recently when he was reissued in a new case from Thailand this time, though. This is a made in China one. And it's been so far only found in Australia, but I'm sure it will hit the United States soon. So Harvey Rodcap, the next gen Easy Idol, here he is, only available in that Amazon exclusive 10-pack. I did review all these racers, by the way, before. I'll try to put the links in the description and the card suggestions. Now they way simplified this guy. Like, no more slogan, unfortunately, no more grid, no more nothing. We're back to just being like flat on the surface there, just simply Easy Idol. And I don't know, there's something to be said for that. I really do kind of like that aspect. I love the gunmetal gray on him. It's something that Mattel really doesn't do much, where they just, I don't know, make something gray. Like, you don't really see too many gray or black Piston Cup racers. So I really like this. I think it's pretty unique in terms of all the racers. Of course, still number 15. We only have 3 contingency sponsors now. Black rims, but with a silver trim to them. 15, Easy Idol. Same shape to the logo, and same font, but obviously far simplified. And that's what they aim for, you know? They're like, what's this modern age like compared to before? It's simpler, it's more cutting edge. Things, you know, we're cut shortcuts, we're humans. Like, we don't want to take the long route, so you just make it bare bones. And that actually kind of looks nice sometimes. And you have the yellow rookie stripes there for him being a rookie. Mandatory to have those. And he concludes Team Easy Idol, at least for right now. We don't have any other members out there. Of course, we can all make customs, but these are no customs here. I mean, you could say the factory custom is one, but it is using Mattel pieces, materials, I guess. And usually I would include a custom, but I actually just don't have one for Easy Idol. I would like to get a custom hauler to go along with the semi-cab, but no one has been willing to do it. I've asked several people, but they're all like, can't match the shade. I don't want to paint plastic. I'll find somebody willing to do it eventually. I'm sure I will. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching episode 2 of Piston Cup Teams. Let me know in the comment section below, which is your favorite team member. I gotta go with the crew chief, followed up by the semi-cab. But Carl, Clutchen, and Harvey are also up there. And yeah, also vote on the poll for which team you want to see next. I'm probably going to vote myself for N2O Cola because that is one of my favorite teams ever. And it also has a canceled car in there that I do have. It's one of the Pitties. And same thing happened with that one, actually. The whole team got canceled. The hauler and the crew chief and some of the Pitties as well. Actually, all the Pitties. What am I talking about? But anyways, I do want to apologize. I am sorry if my voice has been a little scraggly, or I don't know, if I've sounded a little monotone in this video. But I actually, I'm still, like I said, getting over the cold in some of my previous videos. And so when I talk for a long period of time, it does strain my voice. And this is the second video I've recorded today, so it's like double strain. But I'm getting through it, guys. And I will see you guys next time for another video. Bye now.